Okay, so in this video, I want to give you guys something fun to learn. So when I was mixing the first mix for this track, what I decided that needed to happen is in this beat, the music in the back. What I mean by that is everything behind the bass kick and the sub and whatever else in that low region is way too thin. If I play this music, you're gonna get this. And matter of fact, it's so apparent that everything is small because these transients show you the bass. A good thing is that the clarity is there, so we can still hear everything that's going on. But what I need to do is take the bass and the rest of the music and harmony inside of the musical aspect of this instrumental is bring them closer together so it doesn't sound like a big gong and then a couple flutes afterwards. I want everything to sound a little bit more cohesive. When I did my processing, we went from this to this. So you can see how some of that kind of came back in and we started getting the bass a little bit closer to the rest of the music. But then I had another issue. That issue was there still wasn't enough oomph in the music. And to my surprise, what happened was there wasn't really enough mid-range in the music, and all the music is on the side channels. So how did I go about going from this to this? If you were able to hear what was happening, there was a rise in the side channels of basically more music. It's almost as if the music got louder and we are now competing with the low end of this track. Everything seems to balance out because we're going from this So basically what I'm saying is that the mid-range wasn't really there initially. So if you look on this first Maag, I have a boost of 2 on the 160 hertz and a 2 on the sub, because the sub doesn't just boost a sub, the sub actually boosts everything up into the mid-range. The sub kind of enhances every single one of these up to 2.5K. So anytime you feel like the music is sloping down in the low range and low mid range, give this sub boost a boost before any one of these and you'll see what I'm talking about. But I noticed that it needed this 160 hertz right here because this mid-range girth wasn't present. And I know it wasn't present because when I opened up my EQ and I did a scoop, this is what came out to me. So you see at 160 was a lot of first harmonic or fundamental notes happening. And then around that 300 to 320 was a lot of first harmonic stuff. So it was almost like, okay, what's going on here? A lot of that stuff seemed to have been cut out. So I boosted on the Maag 160 hertz and some of that sub range to kind of push those fundamentals and first harmonics up in scale. Then I was like, it's still not there. Listen. So boosting that 650 hertz started pushing the flutes and everything else that was missing to the forefront. But the problem is boosting it on the Maag directly on the channel is giving me some problems because I don't need it in the mid channel. I just need it to affect the side channel just to give the music some more presence. Because with the mid channel, it starts boxing the kicks. It starts really boxing the flute in the middle. The middle is fine. We just need the sides. In effort to get this correct, I sent a bus. And this bus first has an EQ on it because I don't need this low end rumble in the mid side. The side channel, I'm not trying to boost anything in the lows, and I'm trying to take out nothing in the lows. We don't need the lows at all to even be propagating. So we're just taking those out. There's really no reason to get into phase issues with low end if it's not necessary. Help keep things at a minimum. I turn on my mid side. This is a free plugin by GoodHertz. It's called the mid side matrix. And with the mid side matrix, you can alter the mid and side level and amplitude or flip the left and the right channel. So for this instance, I muted the mid channel and we're only being left with the side. Once I'm done with that and I've cleaned it up to only get what I want to happen, I opened up another Maag EQ4. This is the heart of this whole operation, pun intended. So the sub and the 40 hertz are turned down because, again, we don't need any of that sauce. The only thing that we want is the 650 hertz that I was boosting. And so we're going to boost this 650 hertz. And a lot of times what I try to do is boost it into distortion. However, this one was special. Is that there wasn't enough to push this into distortion. As you can see, there just simply wasn't enough there. So it was never going to get to distortion. So because of that, I changed the send level, which is why it's quiet but boosted in the video, to be a negative 27 dB pumping into this channel, because no matter what, I would have never gained anything by leaving this up here and turning this down. Nothing's gonna change.
Pockets think I left astray. Took a what the place they judge me for. I fight to rest the case. Put aside some pride and slow my strides and hopes to fetch a race for fun. Big mistake instead they beg me not.
So I push it to where it's overpowering, and when I get it to where it's overpowering, I just knock it back. And then once that's done, I turn up my send until I'm happy. And what you should hear, and I actually landed right where I left it last time, is that because it's a side channel, it is going to envelop the side area. It's going to sit on top of your listening environment. And when you don't have enough in this scenario, it's going to sit low in your listening environment. So it's going to feel like it's going on top of the speakers if you have too much side, or it's going to sound like it's going below the speakers if you don't have enough side. And I decided to put this in the side channel because without it, it seemed like the sides were sitting under the speakers. And this is normally an effect of not having enough mid-range in your side channels. When everything is super mono, you have a lot of low end in your mono channel, you're missing side information to fill out the spatial width of your track. So this is purely a taste thing. There really isn't a right or wrong place to put how much mid-range you want in your side channel. This is kind of like a production flavor, but fine-tuning it in the mixing realm. And because I did not just want a bunch of bass in the mono channel and having weak side channels and not enough mid-range focus to hear the instruments behind the bass, I decided to lift up as much as I can in both mid and side, which is this Maag. And then I use the Maag on the side channel to give me that boost in 650. Now, the caveat is you do not need to use the Maag EQ4, but I will highly recommend using some type of analog EQ that has wide boost, be it a Pultec. The Hammer EQ is also a good one, or something that can give you these wide boosts, because you're trying to affect a whole realm of frequencies, not trying to spot check something. This is all based on feel, because you don't have enough of a sound signature, not a specific frequency. So use something that's going to boost. And if you have something that can distort, even better, because that way you can saturate it. And if you boost something that's really present, like that flute, that saturation is going to keep that amplification of that one sound source to a minimum. So if you like this trick, this one is definitely a trick on my channel, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you like me, please like and subscribe to my channel. And as always, stay tuned for the next videos. Hola and tata, people.